Each year, amendments to the state constitution can impact how we live our lives each day. News 13's Mia Bell Salzano looks at how voting procedures could change after the election.
The ballot this November is going to be packed, and it's important as a voter to understand what you're voting for. 3 of the 6 amendments on the ballot this year affect the voting process. First up, Amendment 1, Citizenship Requirements to vote in Florida elections. This amendment calls simply for the change in language on the Florida Constitution from every citizen will vote in elections to only citizens will vote in elections. Proponents of the amendment say this change addresses a loophole of which some policymakers are taking advantage.
Amazingly, the home states of Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Barack Obama, they are all working to give legal voting rights to illegal residents. It says that every citizen is an elector, but it doesn't say that non-citizens are not electors.
But opponents say that this change in language is unnecessary.
We already are required to be a U.S. citizen to vote, so there is no need to have a one-word change, essentially requiring to do the same thing.
Next is Amendment 3. All voters vote in primary elections for state legislature, governor, and cabinet. This amendment calls to open primary elections to all registered voters regardless of registered party affiliation. Then the top 2 candidates from each race will move on to the general. Proponents of the amendment say that it offers all tax-paying citizens their right to vote.
You pay taxes to vote. You pay for these elections, about $300 million a year in taxpayer-funded elections. And the reality of it is most voters are excluded, legally prohibited, from voting for the person who will represent them in Tallahassee.
Opponents say that having open primaries could stifle the already suppressed minority voter representation.
And you could also see a situation where you would have 2 members of the same party at the top of the ticket. So that doesn't bring anyone closer together either.
The final amendment that affects voting procedures in Florida is Amendment 4, voter approval of constitutional amendments. This amendment requires all proposed amendments or revisions to the state constitution to be approved by not just 1 election, but 2. The sponsor of Amendment 4, Keep Our Constitution Clean Political Committee, says that the amendment is supposed to ensure that voters are given the opportunity to fully understand all impacts of proposed changes to the state constitution by